Good day. I'm Celeste de Haas from Remax Midlands. Contained in the seller's declaration are a few legal terms that clients ask us to explain. In the declaration, you will get two statements. I am aware that there are interdicts, attachments, or usufructs on the property. I am aware that there are building restrictions or registered servitudes over the property. So let's start with an interdict. An interdict is when a court order is granted and the Registrar of Deeds is notified and places the interdict in the form of an attachment over the property records at the deeds office. And if the seller wants to sell the property, the bank would have to consent to the sale and have the attachment uplifted. An attachment is a legal process by which a court of law, at the request of the creditor, designates specific property owned by the debtor to be transferred to the creditor or sold for the benefit of the creditor. A usufruct is a legal institution in which someone who is not the owner is given the right to use and enjoy the property and the profit and the advantages belonging to another, as long as this property is not damaged or altered in any way for the lifespan of this person. An example of this is a husband leaves his home to his kids, but directs that his wife has use of the house and furniture for her lifetime. Deed restrictions are written agreements that restrict or limit the use or activities that may take place on a property in a subdivision. They are private agreements that are binding upon every owner in the subdivision. A deed restriction community is where the community has a homeowners association that has rules and regulations pertaining to the use of land and the look of the property. This is usually initiated by the developer. Many hillside communities have building restrictions that limit the height of a roof to ensure that the view of the neighborhood residents are not obstructed. Where this is not the case, the next hillside home that's built may have a roof obstructing your view. A servitude is a registered right that a person has over the immovable property of another. It allows the holder of the servitude to do something with the other person's property that may infringe upon the rights of the owner of this property. An example is the right of way, where you travel over a section of the other person's property in order to reach your own property. There are two main types of servitudes, a predial and a personal servitude. A predial servitude is a right that attaches to the property itself and not a person. And even though a change in ownership may take place, this servitude will continue to exist and can only be cancelled by agreement between the two parties. The most commonly known predial servitudes are right of way, pipeline servitudes, and electrical substation servitudes. A personal servitude is a right in favor of a specific individual. This means that when that individual moves on, this servitude falls away. It does not pass to the new owner if the property is sold. An example of a personal servitude is a usufruct. So subscribe to our channel. Call us. Pop us a mail or a message. We would love to hear from you. I am Dynamite the Haas.